Hi Aries, welcome to your June reading. Here we are. I still have some spots on my June calendar. They're going pretty fast. I'm offering 20% off of my astrology and tarot readings using the code SPRING23, SPRING 23. And you can get a face-to-face reading with me. I'm going to kind of pull myself back from doing face-to-face readings in July and August, just for a little bit, just to take a break, because it's always a little bit more intense to do face-to-face readings, but I love doing them, so I don't want to get rid of them completely. Still be doing recorded readings, but now is the time if you'd like to get a reading. I do have like 2 or 3 more spots for the 6-month reading as well. But I'm not, the 20% off doesn't work for the 6-month reading. Do you want to go inside there? I know. Okay, hold on. Open up the door. Come here. Come on. Come on. You want to go in? Go ahead. Bye-bye. Okay. Wow. All right. So, now that we have that business out of the way, got the cat all comfortable, let's look at a surrender card. Looking at the power of surrender, see what it is that Aries is surrendering for June. Sun, moon, and rising. There are 2 of them. Look at that. Okay, we'll take those 2. A lot of the signs got 2 surrender cards this month. There must be a lot of surrendering need. Okay. Surrender to non-action. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. Surrender to non-action. So let really go with the flow. Let things come to you more. Surrender denial. Accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. Surrender denial. Surrender to non-action and surrender to denial. So it feels like there's a lot of acceptance that's happening for Aries in June. This could be because things are shifting. This could be because you're recognizing that there are certain energies in your space that it's time for things to, move along and not necessarily be stuck. Wow. Okay. We got a lot of cards here, Aries. Lots of cards. Okay, so we have 3 masculine energies here. We have you, the King of Wands, down at the bottom. But the first 2 cards that came out were the King of Swords and the King of Cups. We also have the Wheel of Fortune. Right next to the King of Wands on the bottom, we have the Ace of Swords. We have the King of Wands, which is you. I almost called him the King of Fire. That's interesting that I would use those words. And then there were 3 cards that came out. This is a very fiery reading for you guys. There are cards that came out. The 2 of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Page of Wands. So here we are. I feel like there's a change of hands, quote unquote, that's happening. I don't know what that means. You're going to have to discern that for your own personal experience or situation that's happening. It feels like there's authority figures are shifting. There's some kind of shift of power that's happening. And I feel like there's a conversation or some information that comes in. And so these 2, the King of Swords and the King of Cups, they're completely different energies. But I feel like these are the two people that used to have like the control over the situation or the power over the situation, and then something shifted. And you really didn't even have to do anything. It's almost as if we're going to clarify who these people are, but I feel like they did something. I feel like something happened on their end, and there was a shift that happened. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is a positive movement forward. So there's some kind of shift that's happening in a positive way, happening in divine timing. So if you're still waiting for this shift of power to happen, like this feels like maybe you had some bosses and maybe you became your own boss, or you had a manager and a supervisor and maybe they were like, they no longer work there, and then you were put in the line of power where the supervisor and the manager were. But there's some kind of conversation and there's some kind of information that was given to you during this shift. And it may be that somebody's asking you to take the place of whatever power. This feels very much like power dynamics. Like, I really want to say like the power dynamics, but you're not playing the power dynamics. You're like, this is going to happen whether people like it or not. And so like, I'm not going to play with other people, but they, I mean, they can't just like make shit up. Like they can't just do things and like make stuff up. Like this shift is happening whether we like it or not. Two of Wands, Knight of Wands, and the Page of Wands. Again, there's a messenger here. And I think you have a decision that you have to make. And maybe that decision is keeping these two people on. Maybe that decision is in whatever the shift is happening. But there's very much like this is the messenger. So like somebody came and this is you. I sort of feel like it's time for, like, you have to be the one that tells everybody about this shift. Like you're the one that's in charge. So there's some definite, like you have two paths that you could be taking here. Very interesting reading. Big power control shift. Let's clarify. It's really muggy in here, so my cards are like kind of sticking together. So here we go. King of Swords. King of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Swords. Okay, that's what they want to do for now. All right. Okay. Okay, so we have the Queen of Swords on top of the King of Swords. So there's some air energy that's going on here. You could be dealing with a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius, but also this could be you if you have air placements. But it feels like that there's a shift of power from the masculine to the feminine. I don't know why this King of Swords feels like there's so much power or something, but it does feel like there's kind of like like it could be that there are two individuals that might be helping with this shift or something like that. But it really feels like these two people are kind of like a match that have a lot of say in how things happen and how things shift. So the 10 of Cups with the Hermit on the King of Cups. This could be a Virgo that you're dealing with that Hermit energy. But this really feels like in a really big way that part of this journey to this ultimate happiness is about the inner, like someone's going on an inner journey. You could be dealing with a Virgo that just wants peace. Like that may be why the power shift is happening. Like this Virgo just wants kind of like peace and enjoyment and to not really like think too much about everything that's going on. But yeah, like there's like this King of Cups feels like they're on a journey to that ultimate happiness, and it's an inner journey. The hermit's journey is very inward. We go very, very inward. So then we have the Seven of Swords with Justice. So if there are legal issues, and the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords over here kind of felt like lawyers, or they're like in power, they're boss energy or something like that. Could be dealing with a Libra, but there's something that shifted here with that Libra or with that legal system, because it feels almost like someone has betrayed you. Aries. I don't know who that person would be. It could be a Libra that's betrayed you, but there is a definite shift that's happening, and it's almost like you have to kind of, how do I want to say this? It's like you are gathering all of your things, or like, how do I want to put this? You're cutting your losses. That's what this feels like. It feels like this big shift here is you kind of cutting your losses in the situation, and like getting rid of certain people so that you can cut your losses and keeping the door open for other people. That's what this feels like. But it does, like, you know, you may feel, I don't know if it's somebody else that betrayed you, but if you feel like you're betraying someone else, that could be guilt from like a trauma from the past. It doesn't necessarily have to be like something that's happened just now, like recently. It very well be just like a trauma from the past. But this conversation and this shift of power that's happened brings some pretty big information to you. So let's see what the Ace of Swords, King of Wands. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I was not expecting this to happen. Not expecting this. There is a lot of clarifying over here. Wow. Okay. I feel like there are a couple storylines happening here. It feels like you were betrayed, Aries. It feels like somebody betrayed you. I don't know if it was a legal thing. I don't know if it was from the Virgo or the Libra. I don't know if we have a Magician down here. It could be a Gemini. I don't know who it was that hurt you, or who's betraying you, or who had betrayed you in the past. But I feel like you're moving yourself away from it on purpose. Yes, there is some kind of grief that's happening. Like, I feel like the people around you are grieving because of this power control shift. And that's like a natural part of transition. So, you know, and when we're in grief, there can be a lot of projections that can happen too. So that King of Pentacles with the Ace of Swords, like, this is information that's helping this Virgo energy up here. Okay? It's helping this Virgo energy to create a little bit more peace and understanding and full emotional fulfillment in their life. But at the same time, the Five of Cups on the King of Wands feels very much like grief. So, and I feel like this is you, like you're grieving something. I don't know if you're grieving the loss of a relationship. I don't know if you're grieving the loss of a job, but this feels very much like you're having to go through the process of grief and not really feeling so hot about yourself in June. So the Five of Cups reminds us that we still have things standing, even during that betrayal. Like, it feels like that betrayal was the big shift. There was a balance thing that was happening, and then boom, that Seven of Swords shows up with justice. So you have to move through this grief, and at the same time, so clarifying all of these Wands cards, clarifying the Two of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Page of Wands. We have the Ace of Pentacles. I'm gonna put the bottom of the deck down here. We'll show you that in a minute. We have, so clarifying your vacillating is what I want to call it. Like, I feel like you have to make some decisions, and I feel like you're not really sure what decisions those are that you need to make. So you're having conversations with people. You're having all of the right conversations with people. And you've got the Ace of Pentacles. You've got the Three of Wands. You've got the Six of Wands. you've got the Magician, and you have the Four of Swords. Even though the betrayal happened to you, even though that big shift had to go on, even though there's sort of this like control, the power shift, the power control shift going on, there's this very bright new beginning that you are creating for yourself. And people are recognizing this. Like, you may still be a little confused what's happening, but you are making this a success. Whatever this does, whatever it is that needed to shift with that betrayal, that you're creating a success out of that. And the Magician with the Four of Swords reminds us that oftentimes it's best to do everything that we can in our own power, and then let it go. Let the universe do the rest. Four of Swords. Ease your mind. Take a break. Sleep. Probably get some much needed sleep. Because you've already got the wheels turning and you've already got things going, like moving in motion. And that's what you need to remember, that you don't always have to be like on to make it happen. You can turn things off too. And the Hanged Man at the bottom of the deck kind of solidifies what this, because the Four of Swords for me is often, it reminds me of like a minor arcana of the Hanged Man. Because you're really, when you are allowing yourself to rest and you're meditating, you're looking at things in a different way. So with the Hanged Man at the bottom of the deck, kind of this theme of June is allowing yourself to see all of this in a different perspective. Even if really shitty things happen and they shift your life in some way, you're changing that. You're making a difference. You're making things better for yourself. Okay? All right, Aries. This was kind of a convoluted reading. It feels very much like it might be super personal to a couple of you. So if you need a little bit more insight, again, my calendar is open in June, and all of my astrology and tarot readings are 20% off using Spring 23. I love you guys. Have a good June. Bye.